Hello, welcome to my 3D Amuser channel. This video series called Keyshot Basics. This is the third part of my Keyshot Basics tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to discuss how to create environments in Keyshot and how to edit your own environment and how to create your own environment in Keyshot. Let's get started. So this is where we left off from the previous chapter. We created the materials and I showed you how to edit your own materials and how to create your own material from scratch. And I also showed how to access your materials and how to apply materials to your geo. So today, what we're going to learn is how to create, how to add environments, different environments in Keyshot. By default, this is the environment you would get. This is called a startup environment. So you could see the environment. If I tilt through, you could see it there. So if you want to change the environment, you go to the Keyshot library and there is something called environment. So you click on there and you would see there's interior, outdoor and studio. So if you click on here, this is going to show up the environments which are available in Keyshot, the indoor. So if I click and drag it down here, so you see my geo is interacting to the lighting environment what I clicked on there. So if I click and drag it here, so it's going to have that. This is a pretty easy way to create environments in Keyshot, and it's pretty amazing how fast it creates it and how fast it's kind of real-time rendering. You could see your render right away, so you don't have to sit and render it. So I'm just pulling in all the interior environments into my background. There's something called outdoor. You could also do outdoor as well. It's the same concept. You just click and drag. So you hold down and you just click and drag. That's it. Cool. So if you go to studio, you do the same thing. So it's up to you what kind of environments you want to use. It's up to your purpose, you know, what you're trying to do, and you go from there. And there is something called backplates. You could also have backplates if you click on black. So if I go to my project, so now if you see, my environment has changed from my default one to the new one we applied. You could also, if you see the background tab here, it says lighting environment. You can also have color. So whatever color you choose, it's going to be at the background. So I'm just choosing dark, black now. If I choose red, it's going to be red. And you could choose whatever you want. And there's also black backplate image. The backplate image, you could find it out from ZBrush, not ZBrush, Keyshot. I'm going to show you. So the backplate's available here. So if you double click on it, it's going to show up. So if I go to right click and they say open file connection, and if you go to Keyshot 4, and if you go to my documents, Keyshot 4 and backplates, this is an easy way to find it out. So there's interior, outdoor and solid vignettes. So I'm going to solid vignettes. So you can see all the stuff, what's in here, it's in there. So what I could do now is, let's say the HDRI location. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to my project. I'm going to say backplate image. So as soon as you click on it, it's going to open the tab, and I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to my documents. I'm going to Keyshot 4. I'm going to say backplates. I'm going to say solid vignettes, and I'm going to say warm. So you could choose whatever you want. So I'm going to say that. I'm just going to pick that. So it's going to pick up the backplate image and it's going to plug it in here. You could adjust the brightness by clicking on there, and you could adjust the brightness. And for demo purpose, I'm going to put color. I'm going to have to probably like a gray, light gray. So if you see here, there's the next tab, next part. It's called ground tab. So there's a ground shadows. If I uncheck it, you won't see any ground shadows. So as soon as I click on it, it's going to see ground shadows. You can also have ground reflection as well. So you can see the reflection as soon as I click on it. So there is also advanced tab. You could also specify what color your shadow wants to be. So I'm saying, like, if I'm saying like blue, it's going to be blue. So you can see the shadow is really blue now. And you can also have a ground grid, and you can also have a flattened ground, but we don't have to worry about this. So so I'm gonna leave the ground shadow there, and I'm gonna say black. So there you go. Okay, so in order to adjust my the lighting environment, there is something called contrast. You can adjust the contrast. You can also see the preview here as well, so you don't have to worry about there. So you could also see your lighting and your geometry changes as soon as what I do here. The size is like how big your HDRI. But in the preview it doesn't do anything, but in the lighting environment does. But it doesn't make any sense why they have it here. But the rotation, what it does, it rotates your environment. You can see literally I'm rotating the HDRI. You can see my geo reacts exactly to the rotation. It also works with all environments, so I'm going to show you. So this one, so this kind of looks pretty good. So if you see, if I go to my project and if I rotate my, see the reflection is rotating towards the other side, because so that you could specify, you could literally rotate your environment and set up your lighting, and you could render it really fast. So that's a really great thing about Keyshot. That's why I like it. You could also create your own HDRI. So I'm going to show you how to create your own HDRI. So if you say edit HDRI, so it's going to show the HDRI, it's in the lighting environment. So to create a new HDRI, you're going to say new image, and say the background should be black. So since our color background is gray, it's showing up there. So if I change it to lighting environment, it's going to be black because we created a black background. So in order to add some lights, you go here and say add pins. So there are two types. There is circular, rectangular. So if you click on rectangular, it's going to be rectangular, and you could see literally we kind of create a light from the background. And you could also specify the width and the height. So what I'm going to do is the height should be like that, and you could rotate it as well. So you could see we kind of getting like the shapes there. So let's say 0. I'm gonna put it there. And you could play with it. So it's up to you guys. Like now I added a light from the side. So now I'm going to create another light on the rim. So what you could do is you could go to add another pin, and that is circular. So now you could see this is kind of like a top-up light. So but I want to like have a rim light for him. So if you go at the top, it's going to have like a overhead light. So I'm going to have a rim light there. So now if you see, our geometry reacts to the lighting we have. So now I'm going to create over like a headlight. So now if you see, he's having a top-down headlight from it. So you can also adjust stuff from it. You could also change the color as well. So let's say if you want like a red light, you could go red and so I'm going to change my pin to blue. So that one I'm going to change it to orange. So literally see, you could also create your own lights, and you could do that as well. But I prefer using the lights from Keyshot itself because it's easier. You could also play with the fall off. You could also increase the brightness as well. So you can see as soon as I increase the brightness, it's kind of pops up there. So there you go. So even though if you go here, let's say I'm doing it like really black. So if I go white, you could literally see, you know, how my I'm going to reduce the roughness there. So you can literally see we created our own lighting from Keyshot itself. There are different other ways you could do it. That looks pretty good. It kind of looks like a human subsurface carrying. So there you go, guys. Today we learned, to recap everything, today we learned how to grab environments from Keyshot. So if you go to the environment tab in Keyshot library, you click and drag. And it's asking for, do I have to change the environment? I don't want it, so I'm going to say discard. So there you go. So we change the environment. So you just click and drag the environments you need. So in order to edit your environment, you go to the project tab and it's going to pop up here. You're going to the environment tab and you can adjust the contrast and brightness, and you can rotate your environment as well. And you can also change the background, the lighting environment, or color, or you can have the backlight image from the link I showed you guys. From the document, Keyshot backlights. And you can also have ground shadows and ground reflections. And you can also create your own environment by going to edit HDRI and then creating by file new image. That's it for today, guys. If you like this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and comment below. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial, please write me at 3damuser@gmail.com. I will help you guys if you don't understand any concepts. Until then, I will see you in the next one, and you guys have a great day.